So now the last one, right, is very complicated, and I personally never done it before, but there is a company or group of people that talk about this, right? And that is that's the Bank on Yourself community. So we got Bank on Yourself is where I discovered this strategy from, and in my personal opinion has the most amount of risk involved, right? And I think it steers the customer, you guys, in the wrong direction, right? And I'll get into why I feel that is, but my answer is going to be this: the value creation factor, right? This strategy for me, I don't see where value creation is being occurred. If we look at this strategy above, this actually creates value. How? Through the cash flow investment that they made, the real estate, the business, right? You bought a real asset that helps people. Providing housing for someone, you're creating cash flow. That's value creation. Saving money to borrow to finance cars, I don't understand how that creates value in my life or value for others. It's a consumer purchase, right? It's like a debt asset, okay? Save money to borrow to pay off debt, that creates value for yourself. So that's kind of one-sided. It's just value for yourself. Replace bond portfolio, save money. That's value for yourself. That builds up your portfolio, right? That puts you in a better financial position. That's value creation for yourself. This strategy is value creation for yourself and also for others because you're investing in something. This down here is an interesting one. Again, full transparency. I've never done this personally. So I can't say that it won't work, and I can't say that it does work. When I run the math, I just don't see it happening when you include the human factor into this. On a spreadsheet, it might look great, right? But the human factor, kind of throws me off. So the idea is you're taking saving dollars that you save per month, and then you're taking the debt payment. So this strategy is assuming that the person that does this is in debt, right? So let's say this person just has a mortgage debt, okay? Now what's gonna happen is you're gonna save money and your cash flow, because I'm trying to make it safe, right? So let's say you've got cash flow per month and money that you save per month. And then you have a debt payment, right? So let's say the debt payment on your mortgage is $2,500 a month. And then let's say you're saving $6,000 a year, and say your cash flow, maybe another $3,000 or something for the year. So you got total certain amount of dollars going in, and immediately, like day one, immediately starting the policy, you're gonna borrow $2,500 out and you're gonna make a payment to your debt. So instead of sending that $2,500 payment to the mortgage, right, and then making an extra payment, you're actually not gonna send that $2,500 mortgage payment directly to the mortgage. You're gonna send it into your policy first, right? And then you're gonna borrow it out at an interest rate, right? And you're gonna make the mortgage payment. They also talk about like you maybe borrowing some more of the money to like send extra, I guess, to this mortgage. And somehow, some way that creates what's called positive arbitrage. The amount of interest that you're earning over here inside the policy, the $2,500 that you're earning inside the policy versus the amount of interest that you pay to the policy versus the amount of interest that you save by paying off your mortgage earlier, you're somehow going to save all this money and create positive arbitrage. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of mechanics that is involved in this to make this work. First of all, you're taking out a loan every single month in your policy. So you have to make sure that you take out a loan before the mortgage payment is due so that you're not late on the mortgage. So you got to make sure you do that. So that's manual work involved. You have to borrow money from the policy, wait a few days, hits your checking account pays the mortgage payment like normal, and then you are building a loan inside of the policy, right? So it's not really going to be a whole lot of available cash value in there because you borrowed it and then you stuck it in a mortgage and you don't have any liquid use. There's no liquidity in the mortgage, right? It's one-ended. You can only put money in, you can't take money out. So very easily this could get destroyed, very easily. How? might you ask? Well, what if this person loses their job? What if this person has a decrease in income, has an unexpected expense, right? Then it creates an issue, because they're having like roughly 100% of their money is going to this one asset. They don't really have anything else going on because they don't talk about that. I don't hear them talk about that, right? So I think that is a little bit of an issue. Now, hey, if there's someone from the Bank on Yourself community that might correct me, go ahead and correct me. But I'm telling you, to the Bank on Yourself community, I actually sat down with an agent and they mapped that out for me, how it would look inside of a policy, where I'm like, I'm sending a certain amount of money in, and then I'm borrowing that same or very close to that same dollar amount, and I'm paying off debt. And then once the debt gets paid off, obviously you have more cash flow to work with, but it takes time to, see that cash flow. So now you get the cash flow, and that cash flow is gonna go into the policy, which gives you more cash value to work with, to borrow out, to go tackle the next debt. I see where they're going with it. I understand it. I get it. And you are involving a lot of risk, I believe, into the equation. Could be extremely dangerous. I don't think it's healthy, right?